So there was a 200% tariff on wine that was announced. So what's the purpose of all these tariffs? The purpose is to retaliate against the tariffs that other countries have on the United States. And what's happening is that you have something called economies of scale. So the more product that you can produce up to a certain point, the cheaper each additional unit is to produce. And so that this way you can actually maximize your profits more. It's like if you're running any business, and the more demand you have for your product, the better off your product or your company is, right? Because then you got more money you can put back in your product. You can continue to expand. You don't have the pressure, do we need to lay workers off? So what's happening is that the United States has opened up our markets. So we buy anything that is made from overseas. We don't have a preference based on policy. We don't have a preference where it's made. We just buy the cheapest, or best quality from wherever it's produced. But what happens is that other countries do have these tariffs in place. So if you're in Germany, buying American cars is expensive. It's a lot cheaper just to buy German cars. Whereas if you're in the United States, you can buy German cars, right? So German companies get to have this nice, big, broad market to sell to, whereas the American market is a bit thinner, which is one of the reasons why our jobs, like our manufacturing jobs, hasn't expanded with our population growth. That's why wages in America has stagnated in part. So Trump is putting tariffs on other countries to pressure them to make a better deal, a better trade deal. Hey, we're opening our markets up. Why don't you open your markets up so that this way we can actually have fair trade on the basis of just, having fair trade. These tariffs that Trump is putting on, these are all retaliatory tariffs that are already existing that have been against the United States. So in addition, and I wanted to talk about Europe here, in addition to the tariffs on European goods to pressure Europe to say, hey, open your market to American goods. In addition to that, they're also saying, look, you need to secure yourself too. America, we have our interests. We've been defending you, and you paid us back by creating a currency that supposedly competes with the US dollar, by talking about, we're going to build a European army that's going to be the next superpower. Why would we do this? So it's not in America's interest to do all the things that we do for Europe and then have Europe screw us on trade deals. So can Europe really function in the kind of environment that we're going to try to build in an actual fair environment? The answer is not the way it is. Not with their generous welfare programs. They're going to have to start making cuts. They're going to have to say, okay, well, what do we have to do to make our businesses competitive if we're now competing with the American manufacturing juggernaut? Without NATO guarantees, we got to have our own military, and we have to start looking after our own interests, which means no more European Union, right? So, that's what's happening. The European elites are actually pretty scared right now. And it's not even that. It's not just America, but the unrest within Europe itself. You see what's going on in Romania. You see what just happened in Germany. The European elites are in a lot of trouble. And it's really fun to watch. It can be scary, too, because they may be crazy enough to start World War III with Russia. I would like to see the United States just